Ms. Miller, that lunch belonged to my son. Why should he be forced to give it away? Is this how you teach your students? My voice was loud enough to make the surrounding parents turn their heads. Ms. Miller looked embarrassed, and her tone sharpened. How can you speak to me like that? It's normal for kids to share food. Besides, Paisley's dad already talked to you yesterday. Even if you didn't want to make an extra portion, what's the harm in her having a few bites? Do you have no sense of community at all? I was shaking with fury as I pointed a finger at her. Don't talk to me about community. My son's meals are custom made to prevent an allergic reaction. You let Paisley steal his food and then call him selfish? I'm telling you now, this isn't over. I picked up Leo and walked out without another word. Back home, I made him a fresh meal. Watching him eat like he hadn't seen food in years made tears sting my eyes. I opened the group chat and tagged both Paisley's dad and Ms. Miller. I want an explanation for what happened at lunch today. Since when is stealing okay? I'll be at the school tomorrow morning. If my son doesn't get an apology, I'm not letting this go. A second later, Paisley's dad replied, "Oh, so the villain is playing the victim now? My Paisley, eating your kid's food is a compliment to you. Don't be so ungrateful. See you tomorrow then. You think I'm scared of you?" The group chat was chaotic that night. After those arrogant messages, Marcus started rallying the other parents against me. Let's be real, everyone. This guy is a single dad who probably couldn't keep his wife, and he has a nasty temper to match. My Paisley felt sorry for his kid and tried to be friendly by sharing his food. Instead of being thankful, he's in here screaming at everyone. A kid from a broken home like that isn't going to be mentally healthy. You should all keep your kids away from Leo before he ruins them. A few parents who were close to Marcus immediately chimed in. Exactly. He's always acting so superior. Does he think his kid eats gold or something? Kids from single-parent homes are always selfish. Ms. Miller was right to scold him. Marcus, don't let him get to you. Your wife is a high-level executive at a top firm. You don't need to waste your time on lowlifes like him. I watched the disgusting comments scroll by, my fingers flying across the keyboard. Lowlife? Executive wife? Is that where you get the confidence to steal from a child? Since you think theft is justified, let's settle this in person tomorrow. We'll see who really doesn't belong in this school. I logged out of the app immediately. Anger was burning in my chest, but I forced myself to be calm. Marcus Thorne thought he could rule the school just because his wife had a fancy title. He even had the teacher in his pocket. Did he really think his little bit of influence made him untouchable? I walked onto the balcony and called my assistant. Get me the access codes for the school's security cameras, and look up a parent named Marcus Thorne. I want to know everything about his wife's background. Give me every detail. I want to know exactly what cards they're holding. I took a deep breath as I hung up. I had always kept a low profile to give Leo a normal, quiet life. I even sent my driver to the parent-teacher meetings. I never thought my humility would be seen as an invitation for these people to step on me. If they wanted a war, I'd give them one they wouldn't survive. The next morning, I arrived at the school right on time with Leo. I didn't go to the classroom. I headed straight for the principal's office. I wanted the principal to pull the footage and see the truth for himself. But halfway there, Leo tugged on my hand. "Daddy, I left my sketchbook in the classroom. Can I go get it real quick?" I nodded and let him go, waiting for him in the hallway. Less than 2 minutes later, a sharp, terrified scream came from the classroom. My heart nearly stopped. I sprinted toward the door. When I reached it, the scene inside made my vision turn red. Leo was huddled on the floor, his face pale and soaked with tears. That chubby girl, Paisley, was ripping Leo's sketchbook to shreds, making ugly faces at him as she destroyed his drawings. Her father, Marcus Thorne, was standing over Leo. He was holding a piece of dry, cheap, mass-produced bread and trying to shove it into Leo's mouth. "Eat it. You love being so protective of your food, don't you? I'll make sure you get your fill today. My Paisley wanting your stuff is a blessing. How dare you try to hide it from her?" Leo was struggling and coughing. The dry breadcrumbs were choking him, turning his face a dangerous shade of purple. When Marcus saw Leo resisting, he raised his foot and slammed his heavy leather boot down onto Leo's small hand. "Ah!" Leo let out a gut-wrenching cry. In that instant, every ounce of my restraint snapped. My logic was replaced by a cold, murderous rage.